Okay, welcome back, guys, to my fifth Android development tutorial. So, in the last tutorial, we end up quite here, where we talk about some activities, some template activity here, and actually also we can develop native C++ code in Android Studio. If you are a C++ fan, also you can use native C++. So you can check this template to see some um, example of it, and you can modify it to your liking. So now click on empty activity. So what an activity means, I'm just gonna give a brief definition of activity. Activity means what the user can interact with, like the component of your app that the user can interact with. Like example, you can see we are having a little image here, um, which is representing an app screen, or let me say the welcome screen of an app. So it means what the user can see, the actual graphic that the user can see, the UI elements like widgets, buttons, and text that the user can see on the screen. All those stuff are called uh, in group are called activity. So activity is the component that the user can see of our application, that the user can interact with. So now click on empty activity. So what is empty activity? It creates an empty activity for us. So create a new empty activity. Whenever you click on anyone, it tells you create a basic activity with an app bar. Okay, create empty activity. So click next. So now we click next, and what we got here, configure your project. Okay, so now this means, okay, here this name, my application, means the name that will be shown in the Android launcher for this application, and the name that will show on that will be shown in the Android launcher for this application is this one, my application. Okay, now when we go to this package name, what is package name all about? Package name means I think, let me say, the address of your application, or I would say the ID of your application, which is in reverse, mean com.example.my application. So if you change this name here, it's gonna change the package name also, like Biggie. I'm gonna write Biggie, big. Okay, now let me say Biggie. You can see now it's creating a package name com.example.biggie. So it's just like an ID or a reference, or let me say pointer to our application. So application, and sorry, don't. Okay, so it's just a reference or a pointer or an address to our application. So save location. So this save location is very important for us to know, and you can also change the save location. So what about this save location? This is where we'll save every details of our application into. So this directory, which is user James Android Studio project, my application. So all our application files and setup will be saved in this place. So you can also customize it through this little here. Click or press shift enter. So you click here, you can choose browse whatever folder you want to save your project in, and so on and so on. Okay, so now I'm just gonna leave it at default here, so you can find it here. Let's go to user, local disk, user James. No, sorry, just find it in James, and James. Okay, just the project, and now the project is not being created already, but it's gonna be created. And now choose the language. We are going to program with Java. Also, you can use C++ in Android Studio, but we will learn that in other after some other tutorials, but not now. And minimum API level, what minimum API level means. So I'm just showing all these basic things so that you will get to understand this Android Studio and be familiar with it. So minimum API means the minimum application programming interface level which we need. So every Android device comes with an API level. So if I have an Android device and I know the OS version, which is Android 4.4 KitKat, it means I'm having an API level 19 here. And what does this API level 19 means? Okay, now like have you ever come to a situation whereby you want to download an application in Google Play Store and you find out that Google the Play Store is telling you that your device is not compatible with this application? Okay, so that is the same thing here. Whenever you don't have the required or the minimum or the required API level on your device, this application cannot run. So why do we set such a barrier? Is because that, okay, now if my application want to use a camera in an Android device, and what the customer has, the device that the customer has does not or let me say the device does not have the camera I want, or does not have any camera at all. So this API level, if I set this API level, it means this Android, okay, let me give in this scenario. Okay, and if you are developing an application and let me say you want to use the sensor, the environment sensor and other stuff, and the client's device is not having a sensor, so that it's also something that we need to take into account. So that's why we are using this API level. So the new phones will have higher API level, while the smaller phones will have lower API level. So we set this minimum API level. We say, okay, from this Android version to this Android version, that will be able to run my application, because I'm going to use a high function that supersede the lowest API levels. So your app will run on approximately 95.3% of devices. Okay, so you can also change it from here. You can change to KitKat wheels. Okay, can run on 85.0 devices. So also, if I set it to 1944 with API 19, it can run on 95.3% of devices. So also create a new empty activity. This project will support instant apps. Use Android Artifact. Okay, we are going to talk about that later. And this project will support instant apps. Okay, now click finish here. After the settings, if you don't understand anything about this, just comment in the comment section and I'll give you some reference or a more explanation. So let's click on finish here. So what Android Studio will do for us now is that Android Studio will create an empty activity, as we declared an empty activity for us. So let's wait for this to. So in the next tutorial we'll explore Android Studio, and we'll also quite run Android. We'll also run the project and run this application on a virtual device, but that's gonna take other tutorials to come. So see me in the next tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, share and like my videos, and see you there. Bye bye.